Girl, I need to ask you something right now, and I need you to be honest with yourself when you answer it. Is there something in your life right now, a situation, a need, a circumstance where you have absolutely no idea how God is going to come through, but you're still hoping, praying, and just trying to hold on? Because if that's you, if you are in that place right now, where the numbers don't add up, where the situation looks impossible, where you've prayed and prayed and it still looks the same, I need you to stay right here with me today because I have a story to tell you that is going to remind you of exactly who God is. Hey, welcome back to Rooted and Real. I'm Faye, and if you are new here, welcome to the family, girl. This is your safe space. No filters, no perfection, just real women walking out real faith in real life. And if nobody has told you today, I'm so glad you're here. Before we dive in, if this video finds you at the right time, and I believe it will, I want you to do me a favor. Go ahead and drop a heart in the comments right now. Just a little heart emoji so I know you're here and you're with me today. I read every single comment or view each emoji. Okay, let's get into it because today we are talking about something I think every single one of us wrestles with at some point in our faith walk. Trusting God when you don't understand what He's doing, trusting Him when you can't see the how. Trusting him when the situation in front of you looks like it's telling a completely different story that than the one that you're believing him for. And I'm not going to just preach at you today, sis. I'm going to get real with you because I've been there and I want to take you with me back to a season that I will never ever forget. Okay, so let me paint a picture for you. Have you ever been in a season where life just required more than what you had? Like, not just emotionally or spiritually, but literally, practically, financially. Because I think sometimes in the church world, we spiritualize everything so fast that we skip right past the very real, very human, very stressful part of faith, which is standing in the middle of a situation that requires something you do not currently have. And it's not that you don't believe God, it's not that your faith is weak, it's just that you're human. And humans need to see things, humans need to know how, humans need a plan. We are planners, honey, especially us women. We want to know the steps, we want to see the path. We want to map it out and calculate it, and then maybe then we'll feel okay. But God, God is not a GPS that recalculates every time you take a wrong turn. He's more like he's got the whole route already planned and he's already at the destination waiting on you. And he's just asking you to drive. Even when you can't see the road clearly, even when your headlights only show you 10 feet ahead, even when everything in you wants to pull over and say, God, I can't do this without knowing more. That's where I was. That's exactly where I was. There was a season of my life when my family had to move. And I don't mean a fun, exciting, we found our dream place kind of move. I mean a we have to go, the clock is ticking, the move date is set kind of move. And here's the thing, the deposit in the first month's rent, it was going to cost us around 5 grand. Let me say that again, $5,000. And we did not have it. Now, I want you to hear me when I say this because I don't want to gloss over this part. I want you to really sit in this with me for a second because I know some of y'all know exactly what that feels like. You know what it feels like to do the math in your head over and over and come up short every single time. You know what it feels like to lay in bed at night running through scenarios. What if we do this? What if we try that? What if I pick up more hours? What if? And underneath all those what ifs is this quiet, terrifying question you don't even want to say out loud. What if it doesn't come together? I was there. I was right there. My spouse was out driving for Lyft, trying to bring in whatever extra he could. And one night he picked up a passenger, just a regular fare, a man getting from point A to point B. Except God had a different plan for that ride. The man was a man of faith. And somewhere in that drive, the way God orchestrates things, the conversation turned, and the man asked my significant other if there was anything he could pray about concerning him and his family. Pause. Let that land. And my significant other told him, he said, we need God to move and provide for our move. He was real with him. He was honest. And y'all, the man asked how much. Meanwhile, we had got some of the funds, but we still needed 2,100. And y'all, the man asked how much. He told him, and that man said, God moved his heart to give us the funds. Just like that, right there in a lift on an ordinary night through a stranger who was simply willing to be obedient to what God put on his heart. But here is the part that gets me every single time. And I need you to hear this. The man did not ask to be paid back. He didn't want a repayment plan. He didn't attach strings. He just said, pay it forward. When you're in a position to help someone else in need one day, do that. 1 week before we were set to move, 1 week, God showed up 1 week before the deadline with every single dollar we needed. Through a stranger, through a Lyft ride, through a man who was obedient enough to say yes to what God put on his heart. And I need to say this right now for somebody watching. God is not late. He is not scrambling. He is not wringing his hands wondering how he's going to fix your situation. He already has a plan. He already has a person. He already has a provision. And he will get it to you right on time, his time. Not a day early to let you get comfortable, not a day late to leave you without, right on time. Now, let me bring the word into this because I want you to have something to stand on, not just my story, but the truth of scripture. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. And I know you've heard this one, but I want you to hear it fresh today. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. I want to camp out on 4 words right there. Lean not on your own understanding. Because here is what I've learned, sis. Our understanding is limited. We can only see what's in front of us. We can only see today, maybe tomorrow if we're lucky. But God sees the whole timeline. He sees the Lyft driver picking up the right passenger. He sees the man with a willing heart. He sees the conversation that hasn't happened yet. He sees the provision that hasn't arrived yet. And he is working all of it together, even when you cannot see it. Romans 8:28 says, He works all things together for good, not some things, not the easy things, all things, including the scary things, including the expensive things, including the things that are keeping you up right now. But there's tension. And I want to be real with you about this. Trusting God does not mean you feel peace every second. Can I tell you something? I was stressed. I was worried. I did not walk through that season with a smile on my face every single day, feeling perfectly serene. Faith is not the absence of fear. Faith is choosing to trust anyway. Faith is continuing to pray, even when it looks the same. Faith is keeping your hands open, even when every instinct tells you to grip tighter. Because here's what gripping tighter does: it closes your hands, and you cannot receive what God is trying to give you with closed, clenched, knuckled hands. Open hands, sis. Open hands. That's what my significant other did in that car. He opened his mouth, he was honest, he received, and God moved. And listen, God didn't just show up in the big dramatic moments. He is in the everyday moments as well. I want to share something with you that happened more recently because I think you'll relate to this. Y'all, gas prices. Can we talk about gas prices for a second? Because I was pulling up to the pump and I was already in my head calculating, frustrated, ready to have a full internal conversation about the state of the economy. And I felt God just gentle but clear kind of checked me. And what he said to my heart was this: Faye, stop focusing on the price of the gas. Focus on the fact that I have been providing you with the funds to put gas in your car every time. And I just had to stop because he was right. In the middle of everything happening in the world, inflation, prices, uncertainty, God had been faithfully, consistently, quietly making sure I had what I needed to get where I needed to go. And I was about to complain about it. How many times do we do that? How many times do we get so focused on what something costs that we forget to be grateful that God made a way for us to afford it all? Gratitude changes your perspective so fast, so fast. When you start counting what God has done instead of staring at what you don't have yet, your whole spirit shifts. Your whole atmosphere shifts. Try it tonight before you go to bed. Write down 3 things God has already provided for you this week. Just 3. And watch how it reframes everything. Okay, I want to talk to you now, not just about my story, but about yours, because I know someone watching this is in the middle of something right now. Maybe it's financial, like mine was. Maybe it's a relationship that looks impossible. Maybe it's a health situation where you don't know what's coming. Maybe it's a job, a move, a family situation, a dream that seems like it's never going to happen. And you're tired. You've been praying, you've been trusting, and some days you genuinely do not know if you can keep holding on. Can I speak to you for just a second? Don't let go. Please don't let go. Because the thing about God is, He doesn't waste your waiting. He doesn't waste your uncertainty. He doesn't waste your in between. Every single day that you choose to trust Him, even when it's hard, even when it doesn't make sense, you are being built. You are being rooted deeper. You are being prepared for what He has already planned for you. The man in the lift, he didn't show up on the day we first had this issue. He showed up in the last week. And had we given up on day 2 or day 10 or day 30, we would have missed it. And he also let us know that he gave us the funds, but he worked with a group of people at his church who just basically had a mission to help those that were in need. So, really, God used a group of people to bless us, but he ended up giving it to us through one person. Your miracle might be 1 week away. Your provision might be one conversation away. Your breakthrough might be one obedient stranger away from reaching you. Stay in the car, keep driving, keep trusting. And here are 3 practical things I want you to do this week if you're in an uncertain season. 1, pray specifically. Don't just say, God, help me. Tell him exactly what you need. Be like my significant other in that car. Be specific, be honest. God already knows, but there is something powerful about speaking it out loud. 2, stay open to unexpected sources. God is not limited to your plan. He didn't show up through a bank loan or a family member for us. He showed up through a stranger in a ride share. Stay open. Don't put God in a box. 3, start a gratitude record. Every time God provides, write it down because in the hard seasons, you're going to need to look back and remind yourself He came through before and He will come through again. Before I let you go, I just want you to know something. I don't know your name. I don't know exactly what you're walking through, but I believe with everything in me that God knew you were going to find this video today. He sees you. He hasn't forgotten you. He is not confused about your situation, and He is not finished writing your story. You might be in chapter 3 feeling like nothing is happening, but God is already at chapter 20 knowing how this turns out. Trust Him, not because everything feels okay, not because you understand the plan, but because of who He is faithful, present, able, and good, always good. God is able to do exceedingly above all we can ever imagine. I love you, sis. I really do. And if this video spoke to you today, and if it met you somewhere real, I want you to drop me a comment and just let me know that you are going to hold on and that you're going to continue to trust God. Also, think about how He has showed up for you this week and let me know how He's shown up for you this week or last week, no matter how big or how small. I want to celebrate with you. And if you are not yet part of the Rooted and Real family, this is your sign. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and come back every week because we are going to keep doing this, getting real, getting rooted, and growing together in faith. I'll see you next time.